Meanwhile, the legislative process continues for the draft BBL. The measure will now be tackled by two other House committees, as we hear from Freddie Abando.
The draft Bangsamoro Basic Law approved by the House Ad Hoc Committee chaired by Congressman Rufus Rodriguez will be tackled by the Appropriations and Ways and Means Committees before it's submitted to plenary debates next week. Both committees will discuss Article 12 of the draft law, provisions on fiscal autonomy, which outlines the sources of revenues, the block grant to be allocated for the operations of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Government, include the programs and projects to be implemented in the core territories. The block grant is automatically appropriated in the national budget. The Bangsamoro Parliament will pass an appropriations law to cover its expenditure program.
Knowing the unjust treatment of this government since time immemorial to Mindanao, the block grant of 4% is insufficient. It is just a token of, say, for something that has not been given for a long time. For Mindanao has not been given a chance to progress, and peace has been elusive because of this. And so I propose that this block grant be increased to 5%.
The House has 11 days to approve the draft law before Congress adjourns on June 11. The 50 vote for approval, 17 against, 1 abstention is a measure of how the 289 members strong House will decide what's best for peace in Muslim Mindanao and its impact to the country.
But I can see that with all the support of our colleagues, our secretariat, our stenographers, we will show our country that the Batasan, the House of Representatives, will certainly move and work hard that this will carry on in the two committees and win overwhelmingly in the plenary so that we can be able to have a very forceful BBL that will be able to fully address the root causes of the problems in the Bangsamoro.
The numbers look good for approval. The overall sentiment is a vote for peace. However, the plenary see many members taking the floor to raise their concern on specific provisions of the draft law. One major concern is the opt-in provision, which could expand the areas of coverage of autonomy beyond the borders of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Members of the House from other regions of the country are conducting consultations to be informed on the merits of the draft law to ensure it complies with the Constitution to avoid any challenge before the Supreme Court.
We speak only for the minority, and we have this common desire to make sure autonomy, the autonomy that we propose to give the Bangsamoro is genuine, that this autonomy leads to genuine reforms, and that means that the root causes of the problems that were caused, all of these decades of fighting and continuous low-level conflicts, I think at some point they will start listening, not just to their consciences, but to what their own constituents are saying. That's always a good guide if you're in politics.
While the House is ahead of the Senate in approving the draft law, it is now a major concern it could affect the timetable to implement the law. After it's approved and signed into law, the referendum will follow. The vote will give rise to the Bangsamoro Transitional Authority that will manage the transition from the Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao to the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region. Some congressmen are looking at the possibility of the calling for a special session before he delivers his State of the Nation address on July 27.
Dapat nga niyan, ang timetable niyan, mabigyan pa ng pagkakataon itong transition authority to function, to function, to perform, and to showcase that this new entity is better than the present ARMM, no? But I doubt if that will happen, given the constraints of at time.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.